Hey Virgo, so I've just started your timer. Alright, let's get into it. You're starting out with the Hangman, Ace of Swords, and Lust. You guys have... something isn't moving forward just yet. There's something that's pending, something that's in suspension around a new idea that you're lusting after. This is like some sort of creative thing that you're doing. Like you've got this new idea, like you might be getting a lot of creative downloads lately, like, I want to do this project, I want to create this, I want to create that, which is amazing. Like I don't see anything bad around this. It's just there's something. It could be that you're at the beginning phases of this thing, or just your current circumstances are restricting you from fully enabling or enacting, instigating this new desire. You've had the thought about it though, like there's a lot of creative thought about it, new ideas, and desires to go after these new ideas and how that would feel. But I'm getting the creativity. You're getting a lot of downloads and understand these random, seemingly random desires to create something, to do a new project, or like something like that. This is coming from spirit. This is you aligning to your soul, your life path, and operating in a vibration where you're able to receive these little downloads. So when you've been getting these downloads, it's also a sign that you're spiritually progressing, because you can feel the little intuitive hits of, hey, why don't you do that thing that you like? Hey, you remember that thing that you forgot about? And then it's all coming back. So this, for a lot of you, this is like things that have come up in the past, but you may have just had it as a fleeting thought. Like, what if I started a business? What if I made my own tarot deck? What if I started a tutoring business or something? I don't know. But there's definitely some creative project or new idea. There's a new idea that you've come up with, maybe even a few, that you're trying to instigate, but you've either just started and you're at the beginning, or it hasn't started and you're trying to figure out how to start it. Okay, let's get more. Why is it in suspension, Spirit? What's going on there? Give me clarity and insight for Taurus. The Moon and the Hierophant. Wait. If this was like, hang on. Yeah. So that means they're both like that. Okay. Sorry. So it's all reversed. Okay. So the Moon and the Hierophant reversed. It was like there were things that you needed to either be or do that you didn't know you needed to be or do in order to get these things started. I'm feeling like you've looked towards someone who's already doing the things that you're doing, or maybe multiple people. You're looking to the communities that these people operate in, and you're realizing what it is you need to do, what it is that you lack, that you need to obtain to get this thing off the ground. Or who you need to network with, or what you need to invest in. Some of you may have had someone screw you over, like you may have paid someone for like a course, some form of help, and it turned out that they weren't who you thought they were. Like they didn't do a good enough job, they didn't do what they said they'd do, or they were who they said, like they had the knowledge, but they themselves were toxic and you didn't like to engage with them. There's something around that, and it was revealed. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter why, but I'd see that. Okay, Spirit said it does matter and you've got to go into it, Mark. Okay, sorry guys. We're going into it. Hello, Strength. Oh, fell out. Upside down, Strength. Okay, so you were surrounded by someone who was a toxic teacher, who pretended to be a leader, but secretly were immature. They didn't have what it took to be in that position, but they were in it anyway. This is like a manager who doesn't deserve the position because they're toxic and they just made friends with the right people. Or the previous manager was toxic, and then because their toxic friend was friends with them, they got the job. This could be like a high priest, quote unquote, high priestess, quote unquote, who's not really a high priest or priestess, in name only, in title only, in spirit, totally lacking. Because you can be deemed any sort of title: king, queen, priest, priestess, leader, mentor, guru, this, that, but those are just titles. Sometimes they're self-appointed, sometimes they're appointed by society, but they're just titles. You've got to look how the person's acting. Look at the consistency of the things that they're saying, the consistency of their actions, the consistency of their actions lining up with the things that they say they do or that people should be doing. Are they doing those things? Are they like, or are they just on the throne dictating while secretly being a toxic person? That's what I'm getting here, is like that's who they were. That was that toxic dictator, leader that wasn't really a leader. And they were severely lacking in strength. And maybe this is why this is in suspension, because of something that they did or maybe didn't do. Maybe they didn't fulfill what they said they were going to fulfill. We'll get more into that. Hang on. All right, Spirit, show us what is the moon, what's the Hierophant, the Strength card. Give us more insight into what went on so that we can understand how to move forward. Five of Wands, yes, fights, battles, oh dear. But understand that the person, this thing you were up against, the swamp thing you were up against, that's what it is. There's fighting around them. It may have been a battle with you, like they liked to snap at people. They didn't like being questioned. They couldn't handle anything conflicting with what it is they're saying or contradicting. They don't like to be contradicted. They don't like to have their weaknesses pointed out. And I don't feel like that's what you were doing. I don't feel like you were sitting there going, oh, you're this, but I feel like you were genuinely asking questions or engaging with this service or this people or this person, this teacher. And it was just by proxy of your own awareness, you saw the inconsistencies. Maybe you saw the fights, or maybe you were involved in it, or it just caused you this sense of internal battling of recognizing or reassessing who you thought this person was, this teacher was. This toxic teacher that was hiding a lot of their weaknesses. Because you've got the moon, Hierophant, and the Strength reversed. That's weakness. That's weakness of a leader being hidden. And then battles coming from that. Okay, Spirit. Okay. And thank you, because now I see why you wanted me to. Okay. All right, well, we know what that is. They are, like, if you were wondering, maybe I was too harsh. You weren't. You weren't. I can't stress that enough. All right. Ace of Swords. What's this new idea? This new lust? And it could be lust for life. It doesn't have to be a sexual thing. Show me, Spirit. Show me, Spirit. What's this new idea? Okay, well, all right, what is the Ace of Swords just in general then? They told me I was being too specific with what I asked. Okay, what's the Ace of Swords? Just what is it? Give us insight into the Ace of Swords. They just said you need to go to a different deck. I felt like I was supposed to, but I kept going anyway. I should trust what they say more often. Where am I going, Spirit? Where am I going? Okay, thank you. Alright, what's this Ace of Swords all about, Spirit? Whoa, this just fell into my lap, like literally like tumbled perfectly. Ace of Swords is the Emperor. That's interesting. That's what the last reading got. Not here though. Very different reading. Oh, look at you, Virgo. So there, whatever happened here with this toxic teacher that wasn't, or leader, it doesn't have to be a teacher, it could be a leader, just somebody who's in a position of authority, or they at least feel that they are. Whatever they did, that toxic crap that you saw, the false strength, the false teacher, leader, provider, whatever it is, that triggered you to step into your leadership role. It may have inspired you to teach or to do what they're doing because you know you could do it better. And you could. You really could. Let's get more in. More on that, Spirit. I see you as the teacher, and that was kind of why you got brought into their spheres, because you see the lack of good teachers or leaders, managers, something. I feel like it's a teacher though. I really feel like this is like somebody that regards themselves as a wise person who likes to give out advice. All right, Spirit. What else? Anything else about Ace of Swords? Okay, that's it. All right. What's the last? Swiftness. Taking swift action. Swiftness. 8 of Wands coming out of the 7. It was, yeah. I get this sense of urgency within you to do this or to be this, maybe even to take this teacher down. But to be honest, I feel like you're supposed to just step into yours. By comparison to you stepping into yours, it'll be very clear that this person wasn't a teacher, wasn't a leader. And you're not the only one. Spirit just wanted me to say, you're not the only one who's noticed this, but you're one of the very few who's taken action. What about this lust, Spirit? Tell me more, please. The Sun. Yeah, this triggered like an awakening in you guys to what you should be doing. Teaching. You should be teaching. You should be the leader. Whatever this was, this false leader that you were trying to engage with. So this is, let's just, for example's sake, say it's a spiritual thing. You've gone to a thing, someone says they're a high priest or a high priestess, and then you realize that the way they're behaving is very immature. You see them gossiping about people, you see them attacking people, you see them manipulating people's opinions to make people see other people as bad and this and that. And it's kind of like you got fed up with that, but that's what it was supposed to do. It was supposed to trigger you into being whatever it was that they are. You're supposed to hold their position. Whatever this position is, it's for you. It doesn't have to be, like you don't have to take it, but I feel like a lot of you want to take it, and that's your sign that you are supposed to. The Emperor, 8 of Wands, the Sun. 8 of Wands is coming out of multiple battles, repeated battles, and you're done with it now. You're done. This is the battle, it's like your first awareness of. If this was the 7, it would be the repeated battles, not like the realization. It'd be the putting up with multiple bullshit. But I feel like you've come out of that. You stepped out of that, and you feel like you've come to life. Like this calling is for you. If you've been feeling that calling to step into that leadership role, the teacher role, the mentor role, here it is. Spirit saying an absolute yes. And that's why this person was brought to you, to show you what it looks like when it doesn't look good, to show you what it looks like when it looks corrupt and egocentric, which isn't you. I'm getting that you went into this with absolute humility, saw how toxic these leaders were, this leader was, this teacher was, and thought, I know, no. And now you're on your own doing your own thing. But I see this creative desire. So if you've been thinking you should be doing it, there it is. There's your sign. All right, guys, I hope this helped. And yeah, if you want to book in, check out the website for my services. Please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing. I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Blessed be.